Yeah, it was just. That is Croydon.
What's Beaconsfield? The avid Croydon girls. Sorry, Parker. Yeah, we were down. I was only 2 like 2 minutes of the week. Let's go back. I didn't try to. It's like I did it that many times. Yeah.
Do you know what I never realised was so weird until I brought my wife here and she was like singing the song. She thought that was so good. Yeah. Like, what's that?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes overdone. Because if you feel like a top 3 team, then you beat the bottom team.
Yeah.
Into the club games. Let's go. Come on.
Wait.
I just talk a lot to be in general. So I'm kind of like. I'm not meant to sound like. No. What do you If I start speaking too much, just slide it. Just a quick one. I'll cover the whole corner. Yeah. Just like slowly take the headset off, mate. Yeah, no worries.
Testing. Oh, we're from Surrey. We're black and
Do you reckon we sing along with whoever wins?
We could.
I don't know if you're gonna look good though.
Nah.
Test.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotcha.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing 1. This is headset number 1. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. It's the other headset. Beauty. Thanks, guys. How many pedestrians today?
15.
For them to win, if you wanted to.
Looks like it. I went on the stream already.
That's a good point.
I was just thinking, because they put the stream up. We wouldn't be, would we? Surely.
Well, in case you are. Corner cookie ton as well. Balance it out.
I like. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Eastern Football Netball League, welcome to Tullamore Reserve Boronia for today's Eastland Division 1 under 19.5 Grand Final. We begin acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather and pay our respects to their elders, past and present. We extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Congratulations and best of luck to both competing sides in today's decider. The officiating umpires today's match are infield Liam Walker, Alexis Akal, Christopher Edwards. On boundary, Ned Gidley and Charlie Cruz. In goal, Mark Skipper and William Caldwell. I will now ask all to be upstanding with the players and umpires for the Australian National Anthem. Best of luck to both teams.
Welcome everyone, bright and early, to the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. It's Division 1 Grand Final, and we're coming to you live from Tormore Reserve, Baronia, for the under 19.5s Premiership decider between the Beaconsfield Eagles and the Croydon Blues. My name is Dylan Smith, and alongside me today is the fresh-faced Chris Cortis. On debut, mate, you've officially supplanted me as the new guy. How do you feel?
Good, mate. Fresh face is probably making me sound a bit good for my liking, but yeah, no, good. It looks like we got a good game today. Should, you know, sun's come out. Hopefully it stays out. So, you know, it looks like we'll have a good one today, no matter what the conditions are. Indeed. I expected it to be a little bit colder than this. I'm actually pretty happy with the conditions. Thought we could have had some rain. Croydon, they've done this the hard way. They've come from 4th position on the ladder. They've won 3 knockout finals in a row, and they'll come in as underdogs today against a Beaconsfield side that's been pretty good all season, really. What are you expecting of today's game, Chris? Yeah, well, look, I think obviously, I mean, if you look at it at face value and you look at the head-to-head meetings throughout the season, obviously Beaconsfield have won both of them, but I just don't think you can write this Croydon team off yet because, you know, they've gone through all 3 rounds of the final so far. And, you know, that stands for something. They've got the momentum. They might be carrying some knocks, a bit of fatigue, but, you know, this is grand final day. You're going to push that to the back of your mind when you're out there. And it's just going to be 4 quarters of hell-to-leather the footy, really.
Absolutely. As the players get to their positions, the umpire getting ready, we're not too far away from a starting point here. Got a beautiful scenic backdrop there with the Dandenong Ranges in the background here at Tormore Reserve. Beautiful day, as we said. We've also got a bit of a shootout in this game with Blake Podesta of Croydon. He's kicked the most goals in the division so far. And he'll go up against his Beaconsfield compatriot there, who's another one in the making. Back to their head-to-head matches throughout the year. In round 3, Croydon 45 were defeated by Beaconsfield 9-8-62. Round 12, it was 67-9. As we get underway here, Chris, after you.
Beauty. So we got the ball in, ground ball early. And we're going to have a throw up straight off the bat. So you can see straight away both teams up for the fight here. You got a ball back up, brought to ground level. Croydon have got hands in the footy. We'll have another throw in. Ball up, my apologies. So still looking for that first centre clearance here. Beaconsfield in the tap, brought to ground. Holding is the call. So Croydon will have the first possession really of the game. It's going to be Pedinella. Long ball up the boundary line. There's a pack forming underneath. Pushing the back, so Croydon get another free kick here. And they could be looking for their first entry. Dribble kick down the line. And that'll be out for a throw-in.
So, cagey start. Croydon getting the first clearance so far. Got a boundary throw-in on the far side of the ground at the moment. The Rucks go at it. Looks like Beaconsfield are going to get the clearance. They come out from half-back here. That was through Rowland. Kick up the line. Hits a contest. And the umpire's found a free kick, I think, heading Beaconsfield's direction. Player infringed on the far side. He looks upfield, goes for a short option. The kick can't find him. And all wrapped up for a ball up, I believe, on the far side of the ground. It's pretty difficult to see on that far side of the ground, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
There's a bit of a hill at Tormore Reserve in the middle. It's Beaconsfield, just flick it around in the contest, get a clearing kick up forward. It's intercepted at half back here for Croydon. Searching handball goes looking, but can't be found. The umpire's actually pulled out a free kick here in the direction of Brock Walker. He'll try to drive Beaconsfield inside 50. Looking for a target there. Might have been Morton coming to it. Tries to claim the mark. The umpire says no. And a ball up here at centre half forward for Beaconsfield.
So Beaconsfield still looking for their first inside. It's going to be a free kick going their way. So this could be their first entry of the match here. They're still looking for someone to open the scoring. It looks like it's going to be a long entry. Ball's bounced, inaccurate kicks, gone out for a throw-in. So Beaconsfield still in a very promising position here. It was a Croydon kicking actually. So they're going to go from deep in defence here. It's gone out to number 10, Joel Jobling, as he looks up the wing. That's going to be out for another throw-in.
Bit of Falcon action there on that one.
Yeah. So Beaconsfield's ball still in their half here.
Umpire's getting a few touches on the ball. Flicking it around.
It's going to be a ball up deal.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Looks
what's
like
going
it,
on at the
yeah.
moment, to be honest. The umpire's
Bit of confusion there, but I think they've settled on the ball up.
just letting everyone know he's boss.
So there's boot to the footy there. It's not gone anywhere though, so it's ball still in the pack. It's going to be wrapped up. Both teams up for the challenge early, though. Certainly a lot of ball ups here. No one really wants to give an inch.
Not a lot of ball movement yet.
We'll see if each team can work their way into the game. Ground ball again. It's leaked out. It's going to go down to the wing. Kept it in there. It's gone inside for Beaconsfield. They've got a few runners. Fisted out wide. It's out for another throw.
So Beaconsfield with the territory so far, but sort of haven't had any clear open play as yet. And as Chris said, quite a lot of ball ups early as we get another one here inside forward 50 for Beaconsfield. They win the hit out. It's tapped down to Brown, and he's put to snap on goal. I think that's gone through. Beaconsfield strike first. 5 minutes into the first quarter. They lead Croydon 6-0, Chris.
It's a great kick. Well, we finally got someone to open the scoring. It seemed like we might be in for another few minutes of just ball ups, but you know, obviously they've got it to hands. Quick release for the kick. And you can't ask much else from that distance. It's a great kick.
It was a beautiful snap. We're actually riding it quite well here from the position that we're in, right on that to the left of screen goal. So we go back to the centre. And that was Hayden Brown who got the first for Beaconsfield. We go back to the centre of the ground. Beaconsfield win the tap. It's down to Roberts. He drives Beaconsfield forward once more, goes inside 50. Bouncing ball. Both players track it. It's Morton for Beaconsfield who's going to get there first. But he can't beat the line. And it'll be a throw-in inside 50 again for Beaconsfield. 6 minutes gone in the first quarter. So the umpire's going to... I don't know if that was I think it was a ball up actually.
Yeah, it might have been.
Didn't throw that one in. Maybe there's not a boundary umpire over there.
Who knows? Looks like it's going to be a ball up again, so you might be right.
Yeah, they might be just throwing it up over there. So again, the Beaconsfield ruck there in Winterton wins out. Bit of a height advantage on his opponent. Beaconsfield flick the handball around. That one spills free, and the umpire calls holding the ball. So the pressure from Croydon good early as they look to exit half back. They're really relentless with keeping the ball on that far side of the ground so we can't see it. Absolutely loving it over there at Croydon. Goes up the line. Intercept mark attempted there from Beaconsfield. And the umpire's found a free kick going in the direction of Croydon. Nearly said South Croydon there, my apologies. as Croydon drive us forward. Looking for the forward target, comes off hands. And the umpire just says, I'm going to ball this one up.
Yeah. Well, we're just outside the 50 for Croydon here, so we'll see if they can get something going and get on the board.
7 minutes gone in the first quarter. Cagey start to this one.
Be another ball up. Just out on that far wing again, like Dylan said. They're loving keeping the footy down there at the moment.
They really are.
And there's been a free kick before the ball up even up. I think it's gone to Beaconsfield's way, so they'll look to gain some territory here with a long ball up the wing. Few fly for it. It's come to ground. That'll be another ball up. So we're still yet to see any team really take control of this game and get some possessions going. Beaconsfield win the tap again. Croydon come away with it though. He's been an intercept though. A bit of scramble. Ball still out on that far wing. It's working its way towards Beacon's goal. But here come Croydon looking to clear it. There's been a free kick there, high contact, just as the Beaconsfield player went to pick up the ball. So it's going to go Marley Appleyard's way. He'll be looking for another big performance today as he kicks inside 50. And there's another ball up. Well, Beaconsfield will look to players like Marley Appleyard to get them over the line in this game. He's been brilliant all season as the ball up is again. It's gone out the back. It'll be Beaconsfield to pick it up. Appleyard again. There he is.
13 times in the best players, Appleyard. It's a good shout, Chris.
That's something, isn't it? Great season from him this year.
If only we could just get a runner out to him and just tell him to get the ball heading back over to broadcast side, it'd be fantastic. As we get another ball up. Quite a lot of stoppages in this one so far. 9 minutes gone in the first quarter. As Croydon look to strike back, get their first of the match. But Beaconsfield flick it around with hands. They go inside 50. The kick can't find its intended target there in Walker. I think it'll be out of bounds on the full free kick to Croydon. In the back line, they find a short option. That's Jacob Avery. Continuing to head out on that far side. He finds a short target. Looks upfield. Goes long down the wing. They've got a tool there. Can't mark. It's off hands. And it's actually been a mark over there for Croydon. Turns around, goes inside 50. Could have been a free kick to Croydon. Wasn't infringed. Umpire says nothing doing. Beaconsfield get the clearing kick out of defensive 50. Can't be marked. Socket off the ground, and eventually Beaconsfield do get that mark that they wanted at half back, and they're going to switch sides. They're going to bring it over to the broadcast side, I think, for the first time today. Finally, it's Hocking. Looks up, can't find a target. It's intercepted there by Atkinson from Croydon. He just finds a short target. They like to control the ball, Croydon. They go inside 50. Ball can't be marked. Well defended by Beaconsfield. The tackle's eventually laid at centre-half forward, and we'll have another ball up.
Well, it looks early days that if Croydon are getting the ball into inside 50, it's going straight through Josh Pettinella. So we'll keep an eye on him. He's got the 2 entries so far. As Beaconsfield clear it again up that far wing. Ball's gone to ground, and Croydon will look to get it back in now. Got a nice lead in the mark there, just outside 50 on the far wing. And they'll look inside now. It's a shallow entry. It's a drop chest mark from Beaconsfield. The ball will come out, a few handballs strung together, but it's straight to a Croydon player. Kick smothered. That's great defensive work from both sides here. And it looks like Beaconsfield will come away with a big mongrel kick up the guts. It's come to ground. Straight up the middle. There's a bit of a pinball effect going on. No one can really get clean hands on the footy. And the umpire's seen high contact going Beaconsfield's way. So now Beaconsfield have a chance of their own to get some attacking footy going. Appleyard hits his target. Beaconsfield will look for an entry of their own here as they go deep. Pack forming underneath. There's a bit of push and shove going. Umpire says play on. Bit of a scramble on the far wing, and that'll be out of bounds.
How have you seen it so far, Chris?
Look, I think even though Beaconsfield have hit the scoreboard early, I think Croydon's structure and defence definitely for their rebound 50s, but even when they're pushed back has been something to look out for. I think they've done a good job so far, but it's just a matter of whether they can keep it going for the rest of this quarter.
Indeed. As we get another ball up, still out on that far side. There's a magnet just pulling that ball to the far side of the ground. Rucks go at it again. It's Beaconsfield to get the tap. There's Croydon players at ground level. Semkins there. And another ball up. the weather's really coming out to play now, isn't it? It's under the sun there. It's a warmish day. Got that idyllic mountain scene in the background. Croydon ruck wins out. Beaconsfield ruck looking for a free kick, doesn't get it. And he does eventually. So Devonish to take the kick. Another good opportunity here for Beaconsfield. Might actually be going back for the set shot, is he? No, he's just going to go for the short option. It's a beautiful lead. And the mark taken by, I believe it's Roland.
Again, it's on that far wing. It's hard to see, isn't it?
It really is. So he'll line up for Beaconsfield's second goal here. He's quite deep in the pocket, so it would be something of a kick. He runs around. It's a snap ball. Looks very skinny. And just the one behind there. So Beaconsfield moved to 1 goal, 1-7. Croydon yet to score. And we've got 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
So it's going to be a mark here. Finn Devine. Still in the defensive 50. Croydon looking to work it out. He's gone long up the line. Bit of a pack forming underneath. Big smother there, and it's going to be thrown in. So still we're waiting to see a team really chain some possessions together from their defensive to attacking 50. And the umpires are going to ball it up again here as an alternative to the throwing. Croydon have the spare in defensive 50, but the ball up is on the wing. Croydon win the tap down. It's going to be Jamie Roberts wrapped up, so it'll be another ball up. Big contest from the rucks. It's tapped back down. Croydon have numbers around the foot. He can't get a clean possession though. We finally got it on this near side wing. And I think actually doing that last set shot might have been out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, the score hasn't
coming up on the scoreboard, yeah.
You're right, yeah.
Bit tough to see from here, but we move on anyway. So now Croydon gaining some territory. It's not a lot, but it's something, and they need something to get going here. Beaconsfield get it right back into 50. Socket off the ground there. Jesse Morden giving chase. My apologies, I think that might have been Michael Semkin. Anyway, Croydon get it right back out of the 50. Croydon have done a decent job so far in this quarter of locking the ball in the middle.
I think a 25-metre penalty might have been paid there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was for, but
it's again.
There's been another one.
Might have been. I reckon we're looking at a descent 50-metre penalty eventually.
Well, it definitely looks like it for the second one at least. Not quite sure what it was for the first one, but this is going to be Croydon's first shot at goal. And a chance to level up the scores here.
Do we know who's got the footy?
Haven't got a great view from here. Again, ball's on the far side of the ring. Sounded like a broken record here.
We should have really embraced it when the ball came over for a couple of seconds.
Right, this kick is on its way. Looks like it'll fall a bit short. Puck under the footy, and it's out from behind. So Croydon on the board with a minor score.
So not the result they wanted, but at least they're on the board now. It's a 5-point margin. About 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Beaconsfield are going to take the kick out through Stevens. He finds a short target. It's a juggling mark there, taken eventually by Walker. He flicks a handball out, and they go the corridor, and it looks like it's going to pay off. Roland. He gets it out on the wing. Runners everywhere here for Beaconsfield. This is Appleyard, a dangerous player. I reckon that's going to be a free kick for head high. The umpire says nothing doing. Croydon players get over to help, and I think in the end it's a pretty good result for Croydon, and they'll get a ball up in their defensive 50. 3 minutes to go. They don't want to concede here late, Chris.
No, definitely not, but that's the first time we've actually seen a team go, or look to go the length of the pitch there.
Yeah.
Maintaining possession. It's a ball up in Beaconsfield's forwards 50. A decent portion of the match has been played here. That'll be a ball up. So
they look dangerous on the counter though, don't they, Croydon?
Definitely, definitely. There'll be a ball up on the wing here. Croydon need to stay strong. It's just a 5-point game, but you get the feeling that the next goal could change each coach's quarter-time huddle. So the ball's out. It's going to go to Beaconsfield, actually. That's Lachlan Devonish. And if he chooses to take a shot here, he'll be looking to add to his tally of 22 goals this season so far. Shot's on its way.
Might have been out on the full too.
I think it was again.
It's a Bermuda triangle over in that pocket. The ball.
So a bit of inaccuracy early for Beaconsfield. Obviously they hit the scoreboard early, but that's 3 shots at goal for just a 1 goal 6 return. As Croydon will look to bring it out now. Long ball up the wing. Just under 2 minutes left to play. Beaconsfield will mark it, so it's going to come back with interest here, I think. Ball's going into forward 50. A couple high flyers. It's touched, the umpire said. So the grab wasn't bad itself, but someone got to it first, so we'll have a ball up.
She tried to claim mark of the year there and it's touched off the boot.
It might feel a bit hard done by there, but nevertheless, the ball goes up. Beaconsfield ruck tries to bring it down. It's going to go Croydon's way. That's cleared by Gassara, and he finds a target. So we've got about 70 seconds here to get on the scoreboard again. It's smothered on the mark. Could be in a bit of strife here. He's dropped the ball. Umpire said play on. It's gone into the Beaconsfield 50. Only as far as a Croydon player though. That's a big barrel up the wing. Don't see many of those nowadays.
Certainly don't.
But you do see a lot of Marley Appleyard on the ball, and that's what he's done again. He's gotten it out to Stevens. He looks nice, controlled kick. Just at halfway, 40 seconds left in this quarter. Can we get another score? Ball's gone inside 50. Just dropped the mark there, spins past one. Beaconsfield have it on the wing. It's looking like a banana. It's out from behind.
I'm just surprised it didn't go out on the full from that pocket once again.
It's almost an identical position, eh?
It is. So Croydon are going to bring this one back in from full back. They've only got to last about 15 seconds here. If they can just keep hold of the ball, they'll go in with a 6-point deficit. And I think, all things considered, they probably take that.
Yep, definitely look like they're just playing for the end of the siren here.
Absolutely, but the Beaconsfield player tries to mark, goes through fingers, just a couple of seconds to go. And there it is, there's the quarter time siren. So we've just had the 1 goal in this match so far. Beaconsfield lead Croydon, 1 goal, 1-7 to 1 behind. Goal kick is just Hayden Brown for Beaconsfield so far. We'll take a short break and come back with the second quarter action.
AFL Victoria, with support of leagues and funds, are committed to keeping our game great. Make a promise to be the best version of yourself and support the hard-working volunteers, coaches and umpires who make our great game come to life. Real fans respect the game. Make a pledge to keep the passion alive, but remember, any form of abuse is not welcome on our turf.
What the fuck's going on here? Hold that, hold that, hold that. Yep. Right, let's put it in. Alright, we'll put the cradle in first. Look out, look out, look out. Lift the camera out. Lift up. Is that moving or not? It's got water in it, no wonder it's been lifted up in the rain.
We're back live here from Tormore Reserve for this under 19.5 grand final. The players have just broken from their huddles and we'll get underway with the action soon. Chris, how did you see that first quarter of action? Yeah, well, look, we touched on it a fair bit there, but a lot of contested footy, a lot of ball ups, so neither team really wants to back off here. It was Beaconsfield, Hayden Brown with a single goal in that corner. We will look to see if we can get some more scores on the board here. The one player I'm really looking out for in this second quarter is Podesta from Croydon. I'm not sure if I don't know if he touched the footy in that quarter or not. We didn't really see him. Yeah, well, not a lot of clean entries for Croydon there, but anyway, we're off in the second quarter. Two rucks going at it again. There's been a good duel from them so far. Early call from the umpire, I think, is a ball up. It is, as DeWitt looked to break away there. Beaconsfield ruck taps it down. Ground ball again, so it's looking like yet another ball up. They like the stoppages, these two teams. There's been a free kick called. There has. I think there has. That goes against DeWitt, I think. So the man just with the footy. Not quite sure what it was for, but nevertheless, Beaconsfield will go forward. Couple high flies in the pack. Cleared out only as far as Orgill, though. Call was play on. Ball's booted inside 50. Sold a bit of candy there, went for the fend off, and the snap is wide. That was number 16, Devonish. Yeah, got into his bag of tricks there, but maybe did just one too many. Absolutely. Sold a bit of candy, just turned back into strife, and Croydon are going to get the defensive kick here, so they'll look up the wing. They're going to come out broadcast side, which is a rare occurrence in this game. If someone goes for the fly there, eventually the mark is taken. This one's by Dines from Croydon. It's a good strong mark. Just heads up the wing, looking for Campbell. Campbell can't mark, he's well spoiled there. Croydon will get the ground ball. The Beaconsfield tackle is laid, and we'll have a ball up. The ball just coming out this side for really the first time in the match. Two rucks go at it. Croydon get the tap down. The mids can't pick it up. In and under there is DeWitt. He's been everywhere so far in this game. Pemberton gets a handball out. Clearing kick goes forward. Contest forming. We've got Henry there. And on goal here, this could be a flying shot early.
Oh.
Touched on the line there by Devine. And
Declan Campbell with the shot.
Campbell it was, yeah, indeed, there for Croydon. So a goal-saving move there by Devine for Beaconsfield. And they got away with one there, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Campbell's got, 13 for the season. He's the equal second highest goal scorer. So he's looking to get his side going. But nevertheless, Beaconsfield will bring it out of 50. They play on. It's easy mark there on the wing for Gassara. There we've got plays lining up on the wing. He's going to opt to go into the middle.
Dangerous kick.
Bit of a high fly there. Comes down a roll and he gets the handball off. Beaconsfield looking to change some handballs here. And there's a holding call. It's going to go to Beaconsfield. He felt like they were out there anyway, but it's still been called back for Ethan Winterton. And he's going to look to gain as much distance as possible. Ball's going to come to ground. Beaconsfield there again. They've definitely got a lot of ground ball so far this quarter. I know we're only, 3 minutes into it, but it looks like they're winning the second balls early. And he's an inside 50 because of it. Ball smothered out wide to the wing. Or a bit of a stumble. I think there's been an inadvertent boot to the head there.
Yeah, he's copped one. He's down, actually, the Croydon player.
Yeah, no malice in it whatsoever. Just a bit of an unfortunate occurrence as ground still might be a bit slippery.
Atkinson.
So Atkinson with the free kick here. He's going to be another player that's going to look to get as much distance as possible. Gee. Dines was flying there. He got on someone's back but couldn't bring the ball down. Good hard footy here. It's a great tackle by Patanella. He makes it stick. He's looking like the one Croydon player that could really have an impact in this game so far.
As Beaconsfield get the tap down here, getting a lot more broadcast side action so far in this second quarter. I'm pleasantly surprised, Chris.
Maybe they heard us.
They might have heard it. We did try and get a runner out to them just to say, bring it over this way, you know, you're on TV. As Beaconsfield, the player there crashes through the pack in Winterton. A really good start to this game. Orgel gets a handball out. Ball just bopping around in there. Croydon player there, Upton on hands and knees. He's eventually tackled by Burford, and we'll get a ball up pretty much back in the centre of the ground where we started. And rucks at it again. It's just bashed forward there by Familo. Clearing kick from Beaconsfield off the ground. I've really enjoyed using the corridor so far, have Beaconsfield on that transition. They apply some pressure here to Croydon, and another ball up inside the centre square. 5 minutes gone in this second quarter, and Beaconsfield lead by 6 points. Certainly a cagey affair so far. Winterton wins that hit out. And again, there's a Croydon player that's got ball in hand, but the Beaconsfield mids, they're really pressuring them in well there. So Winston gets a hit out once more. And once again, we'll have a ball up. So fourth time lucky. As Winston taps it down again. Croydon mids at the foot of it. Tackle laid there by Rowland. And we'll have a fifth ball up in the centre of the ground. Almost 6 minutes gone now, so the time's ticking away in the second quarter. Another tackle laid. This time it's a Croydon player laying the tackle.
Ball is just locked in those contests, isn't it, Dill?
It really is. I think it's potentially a bit of a plan of Croydon there just to stop that run of Beaconsfield. They look pretty strong on the outside. They'll get it to the outside here, Beaconsfield. There's a player there winning it on the inside, getting it out, but the tackling is so strong from Croydon. You think something's got to give in this game eventually. Free kick's going to be taken here by Beaconsfield. This one's Brown. We go inside 50. Looks for a leading target, and he's hit someone up. That's a beautiful kick. I think that's Winter. Oh, it's Devonish, is it?
I think so, yep, number 16.
So Devonish will line up for goal here. I reckon he's only 20 metres out. There's a little bit of an angle. So he's not going to have a huge area to aim at here. But this would give Beaconsfield a 2-goal lead. He comes in. It's a pretty good looking kick. Umpire doesn't have to move very much, and Beaconsfield get their second. Devonish this time hits the scoreboard. And I'll get a score check when the scoreboard comes back to me here.
Should be 14-2, I think.
14-2, so they do take the 12-point lead.
So.
And that was well worked by Beaconsfield. They won that free kick at centre-half forward, got the nice inside 50, and Devonish converted.
So Croydon need to respond here. It is just a 12-point lead for Beaconsfield, but a very low-scoring game as the ball's locked in the middle again. Who would have thought? It's high contact. Free kick goes the way of DeWitt. He's been imposing himself in this quarter a bit. So he'll look for the short target. Just overcooked the kick. It's a good contest on the near wing, and that's holding the ball.
Good tackle.
Hocking couldn't get rid of it early enough. So it's going to go Semkin's way. He'll look to go back into the middle of the field. Just got a hand on it there. Smothered kick. Here's Pettinella. Oh, ball's gone through hands there. Might still be a bit slippery out there. It's hard to see from where we are, but just a few stumbles, a few fumbles. It's not looking like any clean footy out there again. It's been an incident just on the ball there, and the free kick's going to be reversed. So it was originally Croydon, but a bit of a bump there while the Beaconsfield player was on the ground, and now Beaconsfield take possession.
It's a big price to pay for Croydon there.
Not something they look like they can afford at this stage either, do.
Absolutely, they're still yet to kick a goal in this match, halfway through the second quarter. They really need to strike, I think just for the confidence of it too.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a goal here for Croydon would really get them up and running.
As the umpire brings us back in again, the two rucks go out. It's the Beaconsfield ruck that wins out. Beaconsfield head inside 50. Plenty of Croydon players at the foot of it, and I reckon they'll be able to get this ball over the line and out of danger. It was Declan Finch tracking it there for Croydon. And their back six has held up pretty well, just conceding the 2 goals, but they haven't got a lot going forward of centre at this stage, Croydon. So they, as Chris said, they need to hit the scoreboard. It's taken out of the ruck by Beaconsfield, a flying shot at goal. It's collected by Atkinson, and he just gets it over the line. So Beaconsfield will move to 2 goals, 3-15.
Just one thing I've noticed there, Joe Jobling looking to come back onto the pitch off the interchange. He's leading Croydon for best on votes this year, so we'll see if he can make an impact in this game.
A handy player to get back on the field, certainly, as Croydon win themselves a free kick on the outer wing. They need to get this ball inside 50. Plenty of Beaconsfield players sprinting back there. A big collision on the outer wing. And eventually the ball goes out of bounds. 10 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Beaconsfield have 6 interchanges lined up.
Yeah, they do.
So it might give you a hint that maybe they're not satisfied with how this quarter's gone so far for them, despite hitting the scoreboard another few times.
They look pretty keen to get back on the field, those boys, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. So it'll be far side again on the wing. Umpire to ball it up. Oh, big win there from Williamson in the ruck. It almost looked like he copped a boot to the sternum, but I think the umpire's seen the exact same thing that we have here. So it's going to be Williamson with the ball. just starting in his defensive 50. He's going to look for a long kick. That's got some great distance behind it. Ball spills out the back to Roland. Looks to pick it up, gets booed on ball where that's gone out of the full. So ball locked in the midfield again. But Croydon have a chance to get a bit of a jailbreak play going here. You just feel if they can just get that one to open the floodgates, maybe there'll be, you know, a quick second or a third to follow it.
Absolutely, and they've held up well defensively, so the fact that the margin's only 13 points, I think at this stage, it keeps them alive.
Definitely. You can see Podesta's the lone man up top there. 56 goals in the season, I think it was, but he's been kept quiet so far.
You feel that you'd like to see him get into the game somehow. I don't know if he's capable of coming up into the midfield, just getting his hands on the footy. He's been well defended so far, and they've got that spare back there, if you see, just between the bodies at half forward and Podesta.
Yeah, well, you see Finn Devon is actually his direct opponent at the moment. Devon's been standout for Beaconsfield throughout this season. He's got 12 times in the best on votes. So it's just a matter of, I think we need to try and see Croydon get some cleaner inside 50s. We've seen a lot of mongrel kicks, a lot of long balls at the wing, but, and I mean, it will be hard given how locked into the midfield this ball has been, but if they can just get just a second of space, a second of time, just a couple metres of space to get it in and hit him up on a lead, then this game could turn on its head. As there's a big pack inside 50, pinball effect. Here's a shot on goal for Croydon, and that's gone wide. Only the minor score. So they've had a few decent attempts at goal, decent chances.
That was a big chance, that one.
But we're still yet to see a major for Croydon. Definitely not out of this game yet, though. Margin is still only 12 points.
As Beaconsfield bring us back in here. Looks for a target. They love that corridor. It's a beautiful mark taken there by Brown. It's been lively in this game. Gets the handball back. That's Mowat. He finds a target on the wing in Devonish. Devonish, that previous goal kicker. He flicks the ball over the top to Roland. They're working this nicely, but it breaks down, and it's intercepted there by Atkinson from Croydon. A beautiful mark, and he comes across the other side. So switches on to exit defence. He's got a runner out here in Pettinella.
Finally some link up there.
Yeah, that was beautiful play by Croydon. Goes the corridor. It's a dangerous kick. If the turnover's on, it is for Beaconsfield. They flick the hands, but this one might be intercepted as well. Eventually it's worked out there through Devine. I think Beaconsfield are going to be okay here in the end. They come out that outer side wing. Look to head forward. Ball being tracked over there by Winterton. Looks inside and finds Roberts. So Roberts has got a pretty open forward line ahead of him. He looks up. It's a piercing ball to the top of the goal square, and a beautiful mark taken.
Just dropped out the back there.
Oh, I just read that beautifully.
Great forward craft. It's Marley Appleyard.
It's Appleyard.
Who would have thought?
Oh.
Well, he's done a lot of his work in the midfield this game, and he's just crept forward there and got out the back of the pack.
Certainly has, and that's just game awareness, isn't it? Just to read that ball, coming inside 50, and he's not going to miss Appleyard. He gets Beaconsfield's third, and the game's starting to break open here. That's 3 goals, 21 to 3 goals behind. Beaconsfield lead by 18 points. I think it's about 12 minutes gone in this second quarter.
Well, I was starting to wonder why we hadn't seen Appleyard on the footy in the middle of the pitch, but, you know, he's obviously just as effective up front there.
It's a nice option to have, to be able to just move Appleyard, just move the chess pieces, put him forward.
Move the magnet, what a luxury.
Yeah. They've got so many mids to go through there, Beaconsfield, and you feel if they get the next goal, this game could really break open.
Beaconsfield are going to win the clearance here. Ground ball, Croydon scoop it up. Look for a little chip kick. It's gone to Pettinella, not 15. Play on is the call. Just look to tap it forward there, looking for the rebound entry. It's only as far as the Croydon player went for a bit of a juke there, but slipped. Pettinella will get the handball out. A lot of push and shove off the ball. It's a very scrappy game so far, this one.
Found
there's a free kick. So Croydon left it on this near side wing. Looking to get it out of 50. They really do need to get on the scoreboard soon, Croydon. Ball's going up. Winterton almost had a free look at it, but couldn't bring it down. That's a big bump after the kick.
Downfield.
And there's Appleyard again, Dill.
Oh, he's everywhere.
And he's sprinting to get the ball. He knows if Beaconsfield can catch Croydon not set up here, they could get another.
I reckon he's annoyed that he didn't get a disposal there for that one. Got taken from him.
Well, he got boot on ball really quickly there, and you could see, given the downhill kick, the downhill free kick, but the ball's back out here. Scott Cameron will look to get a rebound. 50, he does. The lead's there.
Good mark.
Devonish again. He's done brilliantly in the forward line so far. He kicks towards goal. It's going to drop short.
That's a goal, Roberts.
Has he gone up before it's gone over the line? He has. He has. Jamie Roberts just picking up the scraps and just in the goal square there. And again, just a Beaconsfield player has the peace of mind to just hang out the back of that contest, and they've been rewarded again.
And once again there, it was Appleyard that pushed forward, and then all the Croydon players were just attracted to him, and Roberts just got the scraps off the pile there. It was a good,
definitely
Crummer's goal.
Another thing I've noticed is that, you know, you get a goal kicker like Devonish. I mean, he's got 22 in this season. He's already got one in this game. If he's leading to the edge of the 50, he's certainly drawing out a key defender or a couple of defenders.
You feel a little bit for Podesta, who's at the other end, very isolated up there.
Hasn't got supply, has he?
He hasn't got that ball movement going inside 50. As Beaconsfield look to win the clearance again. It's bashed out of the middle here. It's an inside-out torp. But they've got some territory. They go inside 50. Croydon look to repel here. Down there is Morton for Beaconsfield, but charging inside here is number 17, who we don't actually have on our team sheet. So if anyone wants to bring that information to me, that would be lovely. Number 17 for Beaconsfield. Just another one of the mystery players to add to the list there. But Croydon are going to get a 25-metre penalty here. And look to head forward. This one's through Atkinson, so he goes out the outer side, finds a target. Only got about 2 minutes remaining in this quarter, so
it's gone quickly, this one.
It really has. Looks for that man in Podesta there on the outer wing, but he can't take the mark. He's got 2 players on him. So Roland was there to assist, and they've defended him so well, haven't they?
Yeah, they really have. I mean, Beaconsfield have obviously done their homework here, because obviously Podesta's resume speaks for himself this season. You know, he's got 56 goals.
It's a huge
just
tally.
in this season alone. I know he's kicked bags against Beaconsfield before. But, you know, in saying that, Podesta's got 56, but if you can shut him down, the next 2 highest are Pemberton with 13 and Campbell with 13.
And that's it. When there is just that lone wolf inside 50, it makes it easy for the other team, because they can just put all their attention into him. And
dare I say, they're almost suffering from being a tad one-dimensional here. So you feel like at halftime there could definitely be a few magnets shifted around, create a bit of uncertainty in that forward line, and whether that creates lanes for Podesta to get the footy or others to get shots on goal. Croydon need to do something here as they're trailing 28-3, still yet to have a major. There's 40 seconds left in this game. It's in their forward 50. Handball out back. He's whipped it around his shoulder. Ground ball here. It's out to the wing, bump off the ball, and that's going to be out of bounds. So 25 seconds. Croydon really would benefit from a score here.
You'd think just one last opportunity from this ball up they'll have.
And it feels like it would mean so much more than 6 points if they can get it this late on in the quarter. Croydon right can bring it down. Roland picks up the footy. Ball up again. 10 to go. Clock still going.
They're going to run out of time, I
so
think.
They almost need an immediate boot on ball here as it comes down. 3 seconds left. And I don't think they'll have time. And that's half time. So Beaconsfield 4-4-28. Lead Croydon 0-3-3.
It's been a hot contest so far. It started out with a lot of stoppages. The game is opening up a little bit more. As Chris said, a 25-point lead to Beaconsfield at halftime. The goal kickers for Beaconsfield, Hayden Brown has 1, Jamie Roberts with 1, Marley Appleyard, he's been fantastic so far. He's got a single there in that second quarter, and Lachlan Devonish, the other one. Croydon still yet to hit the scoreboard with a goal. They've got 3 behinds. We'll take a short break and come back to you with the second half action shortly.
AFL Victoria, with the support of leagues and clubs, are committed to keeping our game great, and we are strong in our stance that any form of abuse across football at all levels is not tolerated. Any form of abuse is not welcome on our turf. We are encouraging all spectators not to confuse their anger with passion. We're all here for the same reason, for the love of Australia's favourite game. We want supporters, parents and players to make a promise to be the best versions of themselves and to support the hard-working volunteers, coaches and umpires who make our great game come to life every week on local grounds across our great state. Real fans respect the game. Make a pledge to keep the passion alive, but remember, any form of abuse is not welcome on our turf.
Going over there, you can zoom in during breaking, but you don't have to get to the stage
All right, everyone, we are back just before the start of this second half. And just a note there was a bit of an adjustment to the scoreboard. It reads Beaconsfield 4-3-27 to Croydon 0-3-3.
Does that change your tip going into this second half, Chris?
No, I don't think it does, but I still think that Croydon have looked promising going forward. So I think by no means is it going to be just a walkover for Beaconsfield in this second half. I think they have to work as hard, if not harder, now that Croydon have had the chance to make some adjustments. Because I feel like, you know, going into that Beaconsfield huddle, you're 4 goals flat up. You know, you're saying, well, in my opinion, you'd be saying, you know, boys, more of the same. And Croydon have obviously had to change something up. So it could be in for a very, very interesting half of footy here.
As we go back to the centre for the second half, and the Rucks go at it. Croydon get the hit out this time. Beaconsfield shark it though. Off ground is Roth. Goes inside 50. Mark attempted by Winterton, so he hasn't started in the ruck this quarter for Beaconsfield. Goes inside 50. They've got runners everywhere here, Beaconsfield. And eventually Croydon will get the clearing kick, but it's going to come back with interest. With Dow, big tackle there from the Croydon player. And that was necessary. So that's Steer for Croydon. Huge tackle there. He'll come out of defence for Croydon. Comes out the broadcast side. Mark's going to be taken there, though, by the Beaconsfield player. Well intercepted by Stevens. Scans his options. Puts a little dart inside 50. It comes off hands. Beaconsfield have got some players, but it's well intercepted at the bottom by the Croydon player in McHenry. Beaconsfield now just work this around. It's kicked inside 50 there by Pinar. And eventually the ball finds its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Fairly deep inside the Beaconsfield forward 50, so they look to get it forward and lock it in there once more.
So the ball up in the middle of the 50. Croydon's going to look to clear it here. It's Beaconsfield. Handball's tipped. Now big kick into the middle. There's Podesta at halfway. So he's vacated the forward 50. Looking to impose himself on this game, and Croydon really do need him to do so. So there's a free kick there. This game so far is almost shades of the last time these two sides met.
Yeah, it is.
It was round 12.
It was, and it
Croydon
was.
finished that game 1-3-9. Didn't kick a goal until the second half.
They certainly will hope that it doesn't go that way. Ended in a 58-point loss in round 12. The Beaconsfield player comes in for goal, and again it's stayed to that near side from that pocket. It's been a difficult place to kick from. And they'll eventually get their 4 goals, 4-28 score that they had when we went into half-time. We had a bit of a score change over the break as Croydon brings us back in. Looks like he's going to go long up the wing. Contest forming there at centre half back. Tracking the ball is McHenry. And eventually it'll go across the line for a boundary throw-in. Glass half full for Croydon. They're only 25 points down. So they certainly can work their way back into this game, but they're going to have to start kicking some goals.
I feel like they just need that final ball, that final killer pass inside. They
do. They've got to make some moves. This ball's coming back inside 50 through Mowat, and he finds a target.
Roland.
It's a beautiful kick to Roland there. And he'll go back.
He's already had one shot from that side of the ground. It's a lot closer to the boundary line though, so we'll see if this outcome's any different.
He's been dangerous, hasn't he, Roland?
He has. Always seems to be around the footy, this guy.
Comes in, he likes the distance. He's in that dirty pocket though, isn't he?
Kicks on its way. Looks like it's going to drop short. Might have been wide anyway. And that's going to be cleared through Avery. And Avery will get it back here. Looks up the wing. Jodin just had it touched out of his hands there. So it looked promising from Croydon for a second, but they just need to get that link up going through the middle of the pitch. So it's going to be balled up. It'll be tapped down. Ball straight back inside 50. It's got a lot of height on it. Comes down, rolling near it again. Avery there. Both go to ground. And that will be out of bounds.
So we'll have another boundary throw in inside Beaconsfield's forward 50. Certainly had a plan here to take the territory and lock it inside forward 50. Umpires found a free kick there. I think it's going Beaconsfield's way, so it's going to be another shot on goal. This time for that man Winterton.
Liam Treby's ruck opponent gave that one away.
Yeah, he's been a handful, has Winterton. Got a decent height advantage there. We'll follow this kick pretty closely from the commentary box here. He comes in. Right footer. I think he's going to go across the face there. Doesn't seem to matter where they kick from. The ball ends up on that far side.
To the left of the goal zone.
Yeah, exactly. So Croydon look to bring us back in again. 5 minutes gone in this third quarter. They're going to have to start propelling forward here. The mark taken in the back pocket by Declan Campbell. It's out to the wing. It's going to come back through that man in Winterton again. Everywhere in this quarter. Top of the goal square. There's a bump on. I think the umpire's found a free kick going Croydon's way. And the free kick to be taken by Campbell.
Appleyard back on the pitch now. Back on the ground.
That's not good news for Croydon. As they exit the fence. Winterton's underneath this one. He can't take the mark. Comes off hands. Umpire's found another free kick here. And it's Winterton again.
Podesta's contact did seem a bit late there, I think.
So Winterton, I'd love to have a disposal count on him this quarter. Running hot, puts it into the hot zone, and a mark taken, intercepted by Croydon, by Jobling. He comes out the other side to Upton, as they just look to control the footy for the moment, Croydon. Slips as he kicks. Winterton comes over to take another one. Nicely manoeuvred through there was Dines, and eventually the ball rolls out. So we'll have another boundary throw in.
Just in front of us as well, Dill. Jesse Morden, number 4, looking to get back out there. He's Beaconsfield leading goal scorer with 26. 6th best in the league, but he hasn't got one yet today. So we'll see if he can make an impact. Treby wins the ruck contest. Ground ball. Lots of bodies around it. It's going to be a ball up.
Not what you'd expect for a leading goal kicker, is he? He's a smaller size.
Well, I guess typically you'd guess that it'd be, you know, a key forward would be leading the charge. But if you take a look at Beaconsfield goal kickers here, Dill, it's got Morden's on 26, Devonish 22, or 23 now with his goal today, and Samawi 19. So they've got a decent spread, as opposed to Croydon, where they have that one target man up top in Podesta.
As you mentioned there too, the unpredictability that brings for, you know, Croydon trying to defend this Beaconsfield forward line with
definitely
a ton of different goal kickers. Mark taken there by DeWitt for Croydon. He flicks a nice little ball, just slips through the fingers. Yeah, they've had a few of those, haven't they, Croydon?
Yeah, definitely.
Haven't played the conditions as well as Beaconsfield. That was Steer that time.
The sun's been out for a while too, so you'd think that it started to dry up out there.
Yeah, indeed.
We'll see if that changes. It's going to be Winterton and Treby in the ruck again. And there's Pedinella. What a big first quarter. Very good in the first quarter. It went a bit quiet in the second there. So he'll be looking to get back around the footy, get his hands on it, and get his side going, because boy, do Croydon need something to start their engine. Ball's gone to ground. It's going to be out on the wing. Big smother. That's a great defensive effort there.
They're really on, aren't they, Beaconsfield?
Yeah.
In tune with each other.
I think it was Appleyard with that smother. So you can get it done on both sides of the footy, Dill.
Yeah, if he's doing those sorts of things.
Terrific diving effort.
And you know what he can do offensively. So the umpire's going to ball this one up. None of the rucks go up for that one. Croydon eventually win out. They flick a handball, but Beaconsfield...
Double tie, yeah.
Yeah, high tackle, free kick there, going in the direction of Roth for Beaconsfield, and a descent.
Wow.
Descent free kick there.
I'm not sure if that free kick was on Pemberton or on Jobling there. They were both very close to the footy. It's a right kick right into the man on the mark. Here come Croydon. Bit of a slip there. It's cost him. He had Jobling free, but not anymore. Ball's gone to ground. Jobling putting a lot into that tackle and tightened the ball. Fair enough. It wasn't Jobling, my apologies. That was Riley Steer. And he's gotten it out onto the wing now, inside 50. Where's Podesta? He's leading, but he's at the back of the pack. Ball hits the deck. Socket out left. 66, Jalen Ross is near the footy. But Beaconsfield will look to pick it up. It's fumbled and it's out. Will this be called deliberate?
They want it. They want it.
Doesn't look like it wasn't. It didn't look like there was an awful lot of intent from Beaconsfield to keep that ball in, but must have disguised it just well enough.
In fairness, I've never seen a deliberate out of bounds paid in local footy.
Fair enough. So wrapped up again. Ball up, the second one. In Croydon's attacking 50. They really can't stress it enough, do they? Really need to get on the scoreboard soon.
They
can't
must.
let this game get away from them. Long kick up the wing. And that one's going to be out as well. Campbell couldn't get there in time.
I think that was out on the full, so I think Croydon are going to get the kick through Campbell. So he's going to bring them back into play. Finds a short option there in Familo. This is a nice build-up for Croydon. Where's Podesta? He's not there. And it's Winterton who takes the intercept mark. He's had a huge third quarter.
What do you think Croydon can do, Dill, to kickstart maybe a bit of offensive success?
I sort of wonder if maybe they should bring Podesta higher up the ground, use him as a marking target coming out of defence.
Like they have with Devonish.
As Beaconsfield go forward here. They're on the counter hard. That pocket again, out of bounds on the
same spot every time.
It is.
It's a good point what you bring up with Podesta, because we've seen Devonish for Beaconsfield. He's played up and led, you know, right up to the 50 arc.
And it might open that forward line up a little bit for them if they just put some smaller bodies in there at ground level.
Definitely. That's what opened up Appleyard out the back. If his pack, as Devonish drew a couple of defenders out with him. So it's just a thought. We'll see what they do, but Podesta is definitely still the furthest man forward. And he still has Finn Devine on him. So it definitely seems so far that, you know, Beaconsfield's number 6, Devine, has gotten the better of that. But the ball's up in the Beaconsfield forward 50. It's got to be cleared by Jobling on the left. Very close to the boundary line. It's going to be a Beaconsfield free kick there. So it's going to come back in plus interest. Ground ball. Brown boots it inside. And that'll be another throw-in, or ball up, should I say.
I'm not sure what the experts of Tormore Reserve say, but there's something going on in that pocket. The ball just seems to find its way over the boundary line there. I've heard about the Baronia Road end being a bit of a wind tunnel, but...
Could be. Appleyard goes to ground on the footy. 2 Croydon players fall over him. Not sure if that was deliberate, but the kick was brilliant.
Oh, it's a free kick being paid off the ball. That's going in the direction of McNeil.
I misspoke there. The kick wasn't too good because it fell right into the hands of Pope Pemberton. But there must have been something else off the ball there. Who knows?
It was a good kick. It just went to the wrong player.
Yeah. Oh, Pemberton's off with a blood rule. He's got blood. Looks like a nosebleed there. Might have copped some contact. Who knows? But yeah, so Appleyard certainly looked good leading into the kick, but then the turnover. Pemberton off with a blood rule. And the ball's now found itself to Farmillo. He will look to go long. High footy, people under it. McHenry might have been held, doesn't matter. They're out now. Steer got a bit of contact after the handball. But that ball will go out near side wing. So it's back in Croydon's 50.
Podesta still deep there for Croydon. You feel he's got to get into this contest somehow. It's Winterton. He's pushed out. He'll get another free kick here, Winterton.
Oh, Roland. Bit of a swing there. Nothing's been called, but definitely a bit of aggression showing there. And you almost feel, Deal, for Croydon, you know, they need Podesta to start firing, but they really need anyone up there, just someone to have a moment of individual brilliance and say, you know, lads, let's go, pick it up, you know. We're still in this.
They've got to get a bit of ball movement going. They flick the handball around here. The pressure's really good from Beaconsfield. Out comes Semkin. He puts a driving ball up, and it's a great mark taken there by Dines. He's got runners out everywhere here. This is a really good opportunity. Heads in the direction of Podesta, but the kick favours the Beaconsfield forward. Did a really good job there. There's Dines, and they've got a mark inside 50. McHenry. Really good opportunity for Croydon here.
And this is really the first kind of clear goal-kicking opportunity that Croydon have had. There's been a lot of quick shots they fired off but missed, but...
That time it was off the transition and just caught Beaconsfield out a little bit.
You saw in defensive 50 just on the arc. You know, Beaconsfield swarmed that one Croydon player, and he got the handball out. I think it was to Semkin, and they went from there.
This is a massive understatement, but they need this goal.
Yeah.
Comes in, McHenry. Oh, I think he's just sliced it.
Side of the boot.
Yeah.
It's a big miss. It was a tough angle, but he's not happy with that.
No, he didn't kick through it, and fourth behind added to the scoreboard for Croydon.
It's there though, Dill. You can see it. They've got an outlet to go.
Certainly. Here go Beaconsfield. Rappel off half back here. Mark taken on the outer wing. Drives the ball down the line. He's looking for Winterton. He's not going to get there though. And I think the umpire's signalling a Croydon kick there. So whether he paid a free kick or it was out of bounds on the full, I'm not too sure. They come back inside. Atkinson's taken the mark.
I think Pemberton's back out there as well, Dill, after that blood rule. He's got that all sorted out.
Back in the fold. This is where Croydon just start to break down a little bit when Beaconsfield can push the numbers back. They're better on the turnover when they catch them out on the break.
Definitely.
Beaconsfield have won the ball back here. Drive the ball up the wing. It's punched over the line. Eventually there by Devonish, I think it was, for Beaconsfield.
may have been a bit premature in calling that. I'm not sure if Pemberton's back out there yet. It's definitely a big player for Croydon. They want him back out there as soon as possible.
100%. It's Winterton here. Gets the hit out, but the Croydon mid shark it. It's off hands. Croydon just bash it forward. Beaconsfield, as they have all day, they've got that man just sitting in the hole. This time Curtis Stevens. Looks in field, wants the switch. Finds Jasara. Jasara comes wider again. This is Burford. Working it nicely here, and they've got the overlap. Cameron.
It's good ball movement.
Yeah, it is. Just a bit of keeping off.
Commentator's curse.
The commentator's curse as Atkinson drives forward for Croydon. They've got a player out there. I think it's Dines. He's really well tackled, though. Fantastic defence from Beaconsfield. And once again...
Gee, next time Beaconsfield have it, I might just keep my mouth closed.
Yeah.
It's not great for me, but anyway.
Put the mods on him for sure.
The ball up in Croydon's attacking 50, just on the arc. Big fist forward. Podesta's there. It looks like Devine's going to pick it up. They're going to go back into the middle. It's nice and clean footy there. Big muggle kick in the middle. And there's Winterton, which we spoke about before, but he really is having a big impact on this game. And they've got some run and gun now here. Ball into the 50. Looks like it's just running out. Couldn't quite find a target.
They haven't had that final kick, Beaconsfield, this quarter, have they?
No, it was Pavanello there. Took the mark and went straight away, but really just couldn't get the footy to anyone. And that ball must have been deemed to hit the ground because it's still going. Advantage is paid. Here's Avery looking long down the line. 1v1 contest underneath the footy.
Great mark.
That's a great mark. Stood up tall. Oh, a bit of a hospital ball there. It's come away through Tsukatos. Now the ball's in this near side wing. Looks like it's going to be steered. Ducked between two. Now they're looking at the line. Kick was a bit shanked. Oh, and it's helped out of bounds. Chief, lovely stuff from Riley Steer there.
Oh, it's a Beaconsfield free kick. It's going in the direction of Curtis Stevens.
These are really starting to cost Croydon, you feel. You know, each time they get in 50, they've not been able to get much output, but you need to start thinking about, well, not even thinking, you need to start maximising your efforts.
You give that free kick away and it's just an easy out for Beaconsfield, and they get a mark there as well.
Definitely.
Through Burford, he goes up the line. Winterton's there to graze intercept mark.
Is that Declan Finch stood up tall, may have had a bit of whiplash as he came down. He's passed the footy over. He's certainly a bit slow to get back up on his feet. We've had nearly 19 minutes gone in this quarter, Dill, and Croydon is still without a goal. It's another big mark.
That's Mowat again.
Mowat. Stood up tall a couple of times now in the last few minutes, but his kick goes straight to Padanella. And now Croydon need to get something. They need to get something before this grand final gets out of hand.
Here we go.
It's a kick, great smother. Beaconsfield putting their body on the line. You see every time there's a kick, there's a Beaconsfield player diving at the feet to try and smother. And there's been a free kick for Croydon here.
So impressed with Beaconsfield's defensive tackling inside.
100%. They brought the intensity today, Dill. They came to play.
Certainly have.
So it's going to be Riley Steer. Might just be a bit out of range. Man on the mark is maybe a step behind the 50 arc. And he's definitely looking like he's looking for a target. Could he find Podesta? Could he find anyone? Get this offense going. Podesta's there. Could only get a hand to it. It's come to ground. Great tackling there from Beaconsfield, like we just said. Clean pickup as well. That's great defensive work. Mungle kick into the centre of the pitch. Two Croydon players collide, taps back forward. Now Beaconsfield looking to come out. And Semkin's kick. It's going to be a downhill free kick. They switched the clocks around, Dill, actually. We're counting down in the first half, now we're counting up.
Just noticed that, actually, and we've gone over the 20-minute mark.
So there might be a bit more. Kick goes, Gee, the ball stayed in there miraculously, but now it goes out. Still weird, you know. That's just one of those, you know, you work so hard to get in the forward 50. And nothing against Stewart. He's played a great game so far, but just, you know, kicking it to the man on the mark.
So Croydon, they might have one last chance here to hit the scoreboard. Rucks go at it inside forward 50. They've got runners at ground level here to Croydon. Picked up there by DeWitt again. He's tackled. And the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up again.
Bit of a scrap around the ball there.
Yeah, there's a bit going on there.
I almost sense that the frustration's starting to creep into the game. And that's third-quarter time as the siren goes. Beaconsfield 4-5-29. Croydon 0-4-4. So Beaconsfield with 2 minors in that quarter and Croydon with 1. Definitely not a high-scoring game, Dill.
Certainly isn't, but the fact that it is a low-scoring game does mean that the door is still open for Croydon. I'll just read off the goal kickers quickly. So for Beaconsfield, Hayden Brown with 1, Jamie Roberts with 1, Marley Appleyard with 1, and Lachlan Devonish with the other. Croydon obviously yet to score, but they have those 4 behinds. We'll take a short break here and be back with the final quarter action. Who is going to win this under 19.5 grand final? We'll see you soon.
AFL Victoria, with the support of Leagues and Clubs, are committed to keeping our game great. And we are strong in our stance that any form of abuse across football at all levels is not tolerated. Any form of abuse is not welcome on our turf. We are encouraging all spectators not to confuse their anger with passion. We're all here for the same reason, for the love of Australia's favourite game. We want supporters, parents and players to make a promise to be the best versions of themselves and to support the hard-working volunteers, coaches and umpires who make our great game come to life every week on local grounds across our great state. Real fans respect the game. Make a pledge to keep the passion alive, but remember, any form of abuse is not welcome on our turf.
Welcome back to the Division 1 under 19.5 grand final here at Tormore Reserve. We've got Beaconsfield 4 goals, 5-29 to Croydon. Yet to kick a goal, but with 4 behind, so it's a 25-point lead to Beaconsfield. They've been fantastic all day so far. They've got one more quarter to go to see this game out, Chris. Now, talk us through the first 3 quarters. How have you seen the game?
Yeah, well, look, obviously, first quarter was all tied up. Tons of ball ups across the ground.
It's very contested, wasn't it?
Definitely, but Beaconsfield have kind of, you know, when they get in the 50, they've got shots off. They've made their entries count, and you can't really say the same for Croydon. A few times they've gone in 50, given away free kicks, had free kicks for first, kick into the man of the mark. So they're slightly shooting themselves in the foot a bit here. The game is still open for anyone to grab. It's only 25 points, but just something it's a bit interesting to think about. Both leading goal kickers for either team are still goalless. So that's Jesse Morden for Beaconsfield, yet to get on the score sheet. And obviously, as we've touched on throughout this game, Blake Podesta has been kept silent from Findevine.
Who have you liked so far from both teams?
Devonish, Winterton and Appleyard from Beaconsfield have definitely been the standout players for me, doing their jobs around the ground. And I think Jobling and Petinello have been everywhere for Croydon.
So we get back underway here in the final term. Croydon get the first clearance, but it doesn't really go anywhere. There's a mark taken from the Beaconsfield player. It's nothing doing. Devonish picks it up at ground level, and eventually Beaconsfield will get out of danger. A nice mark taken there by Stevens. Goes corridor side back into Devonish. Now I'll just slow things down for the moment. Happy to take possession early here. He's got a runner out wide. Flicks it to Pavanella. Just assesses his options. Looks up, drives the ball inside 50, and a beautiful intercept mark taken there by McNoll. Puts a long ball up. Hope someone can win the contest. It's punched out. Beaconsfield have all the numbers. Snap kick into the corridor. Here's Atkinson for Croydon. Just swings it on the boot. But Beaconsfield again have the numbers. Mowatt's dragged down, and he's going to get a free. Oh, he's actually given it to Croydon. He's given holding the ball. This could be Croydon's first goal. Comes inside. He's got it.
Finally.
That's Jobling. And Croydon strike. They couldn't, could they, Chris?
Yeah, you would have ruled him out. Yeah, would you? That is brilliant stuff there. Just bursting through the middle. Joel Jobling leading Croydon in best on votes this season. And if you need a man to step up, who better? So Croydon finally on the board.
I've got to admit, I thought Connor Mowat was going to get the free kick. I thought he'd been dragged down, but the umpire must have called ball.
So Croydon get that one. They're off the mark finally. And it almost seems weird looking at the scoreboard with how little Croydon have scored, but it's only 19.
I know.
It's only 19 as the ball's up. Big ruck contest in there. Croydon looking to win another clearance. Get out, do they? Handball's out. Petinello around the ball. Can't quite pick it up. Beaconsfield get it back going their way. Just got boot to ball. Who's Roland who will pick it up. Sells a bit of candy. Good handball out. Very clean footy from Roland there. A lot of height under the kick though. Appleyard got hands to it first. Will come away with it as well. Boots it inside 50. There's no one actually deep in there. A friendly bounce, sort of taking it through. But Devonish is going to be there, and he's going to wait on the goal line. Taunting the Croydon defence. Gee, that is cheeky.
I thought he was going to show the footy there as well.
Oh, my days. Well, it was a big kick in. Appleyard.
What a showman.
Got hands to the footy first, dropped the mark, but got right back on it and just sent it inside 50. And, you know, obviously Croydon are trying to take this game on. They're trying to play proactive footy.
I mean, that just shows the might of Beaconsfield, really, that Croydon kicked their first goal. There was a bit of excitement around the place, and they just went, nah.
Straight back.
Straight back, exactly.
Obviously Croydon a bit short-staffed in the defence because they're trying to chase the game, and then Devonish just He only stopped for long enough that I thought a free kick had been called, Dill.
Indeed. Here's Winterton for Beaconsfield. He's going to try and pick this one up. He does really well. Breaks through. It's a handball to the outside. Beaconsfield look to go forward again.
Ball, that's downhill, yep.
Downfield free kick to Beaconsfield. That's the last thing Croydon need.
I think that was...
Oh, here's that.
He gave it away.
They've got numbers everywhere here, Beaconsfield. This is Roberts. Breaks a tackle. Flying shot at goal.
Oh, gee, the bounce didn't favour the man down back. So deep. I think it might have been Appleyard there again.
And it's going to be a Croydon kick. So, come back inside. They've just got to take it on at this point. Pettinella goes on the outer side. He's got a lead on there from Jobling.
It's just someone coming off holding his shoulder there, Dill. I'm not quite sure who that is yet.
It's
12.
Yeah, that's Familo. He's been pretty good today.
I think I may stand to be corrected here, but I think he was the one that gave away the downfield free kick with the bump. So it may have been the contact there. It may have just been a bit of an awkward landing, or it may not have been him at all.
That's the last thing you want to happen in the final quarter of a grand final that you're trailing by 25 points.
Doesn't look comfortable there. But Croydon will still look to go without him. So the ball's locked in there, forward 50 now. Get boot to ball, smothered again. Smothered again. I mean, this Beaconsfield defence is just suffocating. So it'll work its way up the wing. And that's out of bounds. He touched on in the third quarter, Dill, but the amount of last-ditch efforts and just putting everything on the line from Beaconsfield defence has been really just great to watch.
They feel actually angry that they've let that goal in.
Yeah,
it almost thinks
definitely.
they've gone up another level.
So the ball's getting worked down to the wing here. I think that might be out of bounds in the full. It will be. So Croydon will look to get it straight back in there. Big fist there from Brock Walker. Sees it straight out of bounds. So just over 5 gone in this final quarter of footy. Beaconsfield up 25. Croydon need to get something going, and they need to do it quick if they want to stop this game from getting away from them. Gee, it's a very clean kick in the middle. The mystery number 17, Dill.
Still haven't got him, have we? Should have really chased that down at half time, but
the kick's gone up. The wing, big fly. Nowhere near the footy, unfortunately, though. And he's taken out his own player in the process.
Gee, it doesn't look good.
I'm not quite sure who went up for the footy, but he's come down hard, and the guy he was
I think that's Winterton. That's
could it be?
Our man in the ruck. It is.
Well, Winterton's off with a limp. He definitely looks in some pain.
Was he the flyer?
I think he was the guy that got stood on, Dill.
Yeah.
Looks a bit lower leg for Winterton. And I'm not quite sure who the flyer is. I think it may have been Devonish, but he was down for a long time too. But Winterton looks like he's staying out there. He'll tough it out. She's Admiral from the big man. Anyway, Croydon kicked the ball in. Big pack forming. It's going to be locked in there. High fly's coming off his jogging, so he doesn't look awful, which is very good to see from our perspective. 16, it was Lockie Devonish there. The ball is balled up in Croydon's forward 50. Pettinella looking to pick it up. Ground ball again. We're looking at another ball up here. Is that a free kick to Croydon?
Yeah, it is.
Something's off the ball here. We said at the end of the third quarter that there was a bit of push and shove.
Oh, he's reversed it.
Wow.
Again, gee, Croydon have been undisciplined, haven't they?
Again, it was one of the things we touched on definitely in that second half, that Croydon was shooting themselves in the foot a bit when they got inside 50, and that's another case of the ball free kick and it's reversed for a continuation.
Number 17's got the ball again. He's starting to really come into this one as he kicks the ball out of bounds on the full.
Well, great pressure of pride there from the Croydon player. This will be Jalen Ross. He's got the long sleeves on, and he's looking to get it inside 50. He will do so. Beaconsfield plays around the ball. There's Winterton, stands tall. Great game from the young man so far today.
It's been fantastic.
Then he'll take his time now. Beaconsfield, they're not quite in save the game mode yet, but there's certainly no rush to move the footy, as he will take his sweet time. Now he'll get it on. Really accurate kick there to Cody Seeing. Just clean use of the footy. Seeing will hit a target as well. That's Colby Perner, who will look inside. That's not so clean. Kicked it to a contest. But what do you know, Brock Walker comes away with the footy. And he'll look wide to the far wing. Gee, not really eyes for the footy there. No. And it will be a free kick going Sammy Gassara's way.
Eyes off the ball from the Croydon player. Who gave that away,
Dill? Was it Podesta? Whoever it is, he looks to maybe be limping on his left foot a bit. Doesn't look too comfortable at the moment. You know, we touched on before the game, there might be a few players carrying some knocks and niggles, but you've got to stick through it, given it's grand final day, and we're seeing that even now. Big mark from Trev. He tried to play on straight away. It may not have been the best decision, but he's got a free kick. So we'll look to unleash from defensive 50.
So here's Treeby. Won that free kick. Flicked the handball back to go forward. It's going to be intercepted by Mowat for Beaconsfield. He's another defender that's been super for them. They go inside 50. Devonish is there. He just spores from behind, and Croydon look like they're going to mop up. Handball out in front. And they'll exit defence eventually through Ross, but he can't take the mark. He's put Croydon under a bit of pressure here. Handball back into traffic. Beaconsfield are going to get out of here through Walker. He flicks a handball back. There's a clearing kick, contest forming. Walker again. It's a handball out. And eventually Cameron cleans up. But his ball's cut off in the centre of the ground. So here goes McHenry for Croydon.
Walker's had a good quarter so far, Dill.
He has. They've got to move the footy fast here, though, to Croydon. They've got a few runners. Over there is Southkis. And the ball's turned over. So Hayden Brown does the work there for Beaconsfield at half-back. And he just flicks the ball out to Jassara. They can just take a bit of time off the clock and just start to enjoy things here. Curtis Stevens, the far wing. It's been a fantastic season for Beaconsfield. Just the 3 losses. Clearly been the best team in this Division 1 under-19s competition.
Clear favourites coming in too, Dill.
Clear favourites, and they knocked off Montrose in the final to get into this game. They only had to play the one final. They were awaiting who they were going to play. They probably expected it was going to be Montrose at one point, but Croydon got that upset win. They came from 4th.
Yeah, well, Montrose had the 15-3 record, which is identical to Beaconsfield as well. So
they did.
Big win in semi-final 2. They're just 5 points.
They would have been a little bit surprised that Croydon make it, but they definitely deserve to be here, Croydon.
You've got to give them their flowers too, Dill. I mean, elimination final, they beat South Belgrave by 14. They go into semi-final 1 against North Ringwood. A strong North Ringwood side of it throughout the season have beaten both of these teams we've got here today. And, you know, they pick up a 21-point win there and then go into the prelim against Montrose, and 10 points too good for them.
Probably the underdogs going into almost all of those finals as well. So it's so hard to keep backing up in big finals that you're not expected to win. And this Beaconsfield side today just been too good as they go forward again, Beaconsfield, putting that Croydon defence under a massive amount of pressure. Winterton's in there. Umpire's going to ball it up inside 50 for Beaconsfield. Croydon win the tap. Get it off hands. It's Avery. Can he get a handball out? Roach is in there. And it's holding the ball. So Beaconsfield are going to go inside 50 again. I think this one might be Brown.
Not too sure there, Dill. Can't quite get a look at his number well. He certainly looks like he's going for it, though, so he backs himself.
Might be Appleyard.
He's going to unleash. Gee, the kick's on its way.
Drop short.
I think it's... Is it come off the post? Who knows?
I think it's a Falcon on the line there. For Milo. So just one behind the Beaconsfield. They now lead by 27 points. 12.5 minutes gone in this last quarter.
Croydon still looking to work their way into the game. They've not quite got a foothold throughout any of the quarters so far here. The ball's going to go straight back into Beaconsfield 50. There's a bit of separation. Shot on goal. Devonish is on the line, and he'll just watch that one go through. And there is another major for Beaconsfield. And dare I say, Dill, you just feel like now it might be just 2 out of reach for them. That might be the one that sees Beaconsfield seal the premiership. I mean, there's still plenty of footy to play, but from what we've seen so far,
I tend to agree with you there, Chris. It's probably a sit and steer job here from now on for Beaconsfield. They get that 6th goal. They lead by 32 points, and Croydon, they fought hard, but Beaconsfield just been too good in the end.
Yep. I mean, you kind of feel for Croydon because as good as they've been, as soon as it looks like they're getting just the slightest bit of momentum, Beaconsfield just come right back at them. And there's going to be a free kick to Beaconsfield here before the ball's even bounced. And they're going to heave the ball forward. Big flyer. Good hands on the footy from Croydon. Can't bring it down though. For Croydon, they're going to get a free kick for their efforts. They'll look to work it across defensive 50. The bounce was kind to Atkinson. He's beating his man. Kicks short. Joblin got a lot to do there. Ball's punched out. It will fall to Roland. Good pick up Roland. He didn't quite know where the defender was though, and he's been hunted down. And now Croydon want to get the ball moving. Play's been stopped there for a sub. I'm not sure.
Might have been a blood rule because there's a player coming off.
Yeah. Not quite sure what that's for, but
it's going to be a Croydon kick at centre-half back. It's a good chase-down tackle. They haven't stopped trying all day, Croydon.
Well, the game will go on. So it's Joblin with the ball, just at his defensive 50 arc. He's been one of the better players for Croydon today, Dill. As they work the ball out of the middle, they look wide. And it just feels, Dill, you know, throughout the whole game, I just feel like whenever Croydon are looking for a target, there's always a yellow and blue shirt near him. You know, I'm really struggling to remember a period where Croydon have been able to just get the ball on the deck.
Certainly haven't had that.
And just get uncontested possessions. I mean, Beaconsfield have made them work for every inch here.
Absolutely. They've always just had that spare behind the ball, been able to intercept everything. It's Mowat now. He's sitting in the hole.
Even in offense still, you know, we saw that's how Appleyard kicked his goal, but really defensively, just having that one spare out the back to just mop up anything that goes over the top has just been, it's just resulted in really clean defense for Beaconsfield in a terrific defensive display if you think about it.
Absolutely. As Beaconsfield go forward once again here.
It's going to be a downhill free kick again. There's been a few of them.
It's Toplovich who got the kick there. As you said, just another one. Walker goes inside 50 and players everywhere for Beaconsfield. Handball over the top. It was in the direction of Devonish, but it was cut off by the Croydon player. He did really well to come across and help out, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be coming back inside 50 because he's turned it over with that kick. Might be Appleyard with the ball on the outer wing. Finds a short option. Picked up on the half volley really well there by Perner. And a great contested mark inside 50 for Beaconsfield again.
I think he might have been clobbered in taking that mark. He's holding his head. It was definitely a strong smother attempt from the Croydon defender.
And are we getting to 25? We are.
Yeah, we are.
Walk to the goal line.
Well then.
Not the way Croydon wanted to finish this game.
They've topped their round 12 score, but unfortunately, and a risk of sounding sinister here, 1 goal 4-10 with 16 left in a fourth quarter is really not going to win you a grand final.
The Beaconsfield player comes in, he kicks the goal, finishes his work. Still didn't quite see who that was.
13. Cody Seen.
Had a good game today, Seen.
He has.
He gets their 7th.
Well, you've got to commend Beaconsfield on how they've gone about attacking this game, because I mean, you know, I mentioned it before, Jesse Morton, 26 goals this season, he's not kicked one. Andrew Samawi, 19 goals this season, he was their 3rd highest goal kicker, he's not kicked one.
It's such a dangerous forward line, isn't it? Every time the ball goes in there to...
But they've found ways to do. I mean, 7 majors for the day. Are getting around him, and that's Beaconsfield with another goal. Another goal. That'll be their 8th of the day, dude.
Pure jubilation there. The players, they know they've won the game now.
Yep.
Everyone got in for that celebration, and
you've got to get around each other now, definitely.
Absolutely.
You don't. I mean, there's 19 minutes left. You don't switch off here. You don't turn off.
Props to Beaconsfield too. They're a new team in this competition. They've only been in for 2 years. They played finals last year, got knocked out in the first final, and to win a premiership in just your 2nd year in the competition.
Very commendable. Yep.
Fantastic. And
this is what you play for. This is where you enjoy it, you know. If you switch off here, you'll be doing a disservice to both yourself and your opponents, but you can definitely enjoy the rest of the day, everybody. The sun stayed out for us. The rain and wind have stayed away.
It's a beautiful day.
It is. It's a great day for footy. It'll be Winterton in the ruck again. This man's been everywhere. I mean, I don't think there's been even a 5-minute patch where we haven't said his name once. Big tackle from Roland there. He's been hunting all game around the footy. He's really brought the energy along with the rest of the Beaconsfield team. And we've just ticked over 20 minutes gone, Dill, so I guess the final siren won't be far away now. As Riley Steer takes a mark. That's going to be 25 for the push. I'll tell you what, Curtis Stevens wants his money's worth for this. He's got another one. That'll be 50 in total. Have your kick, Riley Steer.
Got to kick this now.
I'll tell you what, lucky there's not long left, because you don't want to see a player giving away 2 25-metre penalties back to back. I
hope the siren doesn't go on this moment.
Yep. You'd like Riley Steer to have his moment here. And he's gonna walk it in. Kick looks good.
It's a beautiful kick.
Yep, he's got it.
They get a consolation. That's their 2nd goal of the day, Croydon.
Yep. Not many celebrations from Croydon, unfortunately, which you can understand why, but they've had a very commendable season up until this point. So although they've had a disappointing performance today, Dill, it's not to take away at all from what they've been able to do this season.
Absolutely, and the pressure all day from them has been fantastic, even in this last quarter when, you know, the game's probably been gone.
Definitely.
They've kept up the heat, and they've just been just a little bit outclassed today by a terrific Beaconsfield side.
Yep, but like you said, they haven't given in. They've kept going for each other, kept going. And, you know, you've got to commend them for that. As the ball up, rucks go up, punch Beaconsfield's way, handball around the corner. There's Pettinella. Been brought to ground. Gee, tough leaning, but he looks all right. Jobling gets the handball off, picks it up again. He's tackled. Footy spills out.
There it is. Jubilation for Beaconsfield. They win 8-6-54 to 2 goals for 16 Croydon. What a season from the Eagles. As I said, 2nd year in the competition for Beaconsfield, and they've already come up with a flag. Best team all season, and they've more than deserved this victory. The Croydon players, they look pretty dejected, but as I said, they fought hard all day.
Well, Croydon finally got on the score sheet in that last quarter, Dill, but, you know, the game was gone by then. You know, whichever way you look at it, really, they were strong throughout the midfield. They were, you know, early on I mentioned that they looked strong in defence despite conceding the first goal, but they just, for whatever reason, couldn't get their offensive game going. And it was just every time you felt like it came out, Beaconsfield brought it back with interest, which you really have to, if there's one standout factor from this game, or if there's one thing you take away, it's that, you know, Beaconsfield came to play today. They were not to be denied. I mean, the amount of times you saw players diving for smothers, diving for tackles, you know, leaping for marks. I mean, if there was a loose ball on Tormore Reserve today, there was a Beaconsfield player giving their all to get it. So you've really got to give them their flowers, and a deserved win in the end.
You're spot on, and I think every individual out there for Beaconsfield won their contests today, and sometimes that's just, you know, sometimes you're just too good, aren't you, with Beaconsfield there. So they tried to pull off the upset Croydon. It didn't happen today. If we go through some of the goal kickers, Hayden Brown with a single, Jamie Roberts a single, Marley Appleyard kicked a goal, as did Cody Singh, and it was 4 goals for Lachlan Devonish in the end. So a bag for him. Huge performance from him. Some of the best players. Thought Marley Appleyard stood up, especially in those first 2 quarters. He was fantastic. Definitely. Ethan Winterton played in the ruck, played forward. Bit of a utility, really.
He was everywhere.
Went behind the ball at times. Devonish, of course, with those 4 goals. You kick 4 goals, you've got to be up there.
Yeah, I feel like Devonish's performance as well was more than just the 4 goals. You saw, especially for Appleyard's goal, it stood out as he led to the edge of forward 50. You know, he's dragging players out, and he's just really, he led that defence, and it was just a brilliant day from him. Indeed.
As we've got the medal presentation coming, so we'll go off air. That's all from us today from the commentary box. It's Beaconsfield 8-6-54 win the under 19.5 grand final to Croydon 2-4-16. We'll see you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Eastland Division 1 under 19.5 grand final presentations. We'll start with the commiserations to the Croydon Football Club, a great season, a great finals run, and your premiers Beaconsfield 8-6-54 to 2-4-16. We'll start our presentations by welcoming up Kevin Smith to the stage from the EFNL board to present the Blue Ribbon Medal. The 2023 Blue Ribbon medalist for the Division 1 Under 19.5 Grand Final is, from the Beaconsfield Football Club, number 11, Ethan Winterton. We'll keep Kevin up on stage as we present the Premiership medals to the Beaconsfield Football Club, starting with number 1, Ben Cameron. Number 2, Hayden Brown. Number 3, Jamie Roberts. Number 4, Jesse Morton. Number 5, Marley Appleyard. Number 6, Finn Devine. Number 7, Curtis Stevens. Number 8, Josh Shawgill. Number 9, Andrew Roth. Number 10, Sam Gassara. Number 11, your Blue Ribbon medalist, Ethan Winterton. Number 12, Brock Walker. Number 13, Cody Singh. Number 14, Luke Topolovic. Number 15, Ben Southgate. Number 16, Lachlan Devonish. Number 17, Andrew Samoy. Number 18, Morgan Stevens. Number 19, Julian Rowland. Number 22, Lachlan Burford. Number 24, Lachlan Begreet. Number 25, Nick Adams. Number 26, Ryan Williamson. Number 28, Brody Patterson. Number 29, Tyler Hocking. Number 30, Colby Pinar. Number 32, Oscar Pavanello. Number 33, Trishane De Silva. Now welcoming to the stage the Premiership captain, Connor Moet, number 20. And joining him on the stage, the Premiership coach, Peter Rowe. We'll let the coach say a few words.
Obviously, great game today. Didn't show it on the scoreboard, but they bring it all day, made us stress. But good luck for next year's boys. Did well. And to our boys, coaches, parents, everyone, thanks for coming out today. And yeah, we fucking did it. Job finished.
Congratulations to Glenn and Croydon coming from fourth. Really top effort to get to here, so should hold your heads proud. It was a really tough game all the way through. Really appreciate the effort. Well done, guys. Good luck for next year. Thanks to the EFL and Brody for putting on the ground. Really appreciate it. Great ground, always great facilities. Really love coming here. To our guys, our staff, Troy and our committee, really fantastic for getting us over the EFL. Our football's gone from level to level and really love what we've done there. All the guys coming down and watch us play, all the seniors, those you guys, really appreciate it. We heard you all going, fantastic effort, and all the support staff, John, Nance, John, and to you boys, well done. I've got nothing more. You guys really did fantastic effort. Get up here, guys.